Hi everyone, it's Angela at Well Aroma, and today I want to talk to you about eucalyptus and using it with children. There has been an explosion of articles written on the internet about using eucalyptus with children and whether or not it's safe. And this all came about after 2013 when a book was released called Essential Oil Safety by Robert Tisserand. This book has become the holy grail of essential oil safety information. It goes through the chemical profiles of 400 essential oils and gives you any kind of hazard information, or if there is any contraindications, it's noted in here. So since this book was released, there were quite a few articles written, especially about any essential oil that has a contraindication written about children. And being that peppermint, rosemary, and eucalyptus were three that became in the spotlight. But unfortunately, when all these articles were written in the world of the web and the world of playing telephone, when one person would reference another article written and et cetera, it somehow got incorrect. So I feel like there's a lot of information out there that is leading end users like me and you astray from using eucalyptus with children. And I still love eucalyptus. I still think it's one of the best, one of the top 10 essential oil to have in your cabinet at home. And so I wanted to kind of set the record straight a little bit about this specific essential oil. So from Mr. Tisserand's book here, I want to read directly what it says so we know. It says, for eucalyptus, there is a contraindication noted. It says, do not apply to or near the face of infants or children under 10 years of age. So they're saying, yeah, don't use it in and around the face. Don't get it near the mucous membranes. Use it elsewhere if you're going to apply it to the body. In my practice here at Well Aroma, I recommend with using essential oils on children to use the feet. Not that the feet absorb the essential oils any better than any other place in the body, but it's a good and a far distance from the face. So I actually recommend that for most of all of my essential oils, unless we're working on a skin condition or if there's a bronchial infection, then we'll look at applying it to the chest. But feet just tend to be a great application site, especially for little kiddos. So, but why is there a contraindication for eucalyptus? And the reason being is that eucalyptus is high, and I'm going to read this directly from his book, is high in 1,8-cineol, which can cause CNS and breathing problems in young children. So if you're using eucalyptus and you're using it at a higher dilution rate than appropriate for your child, and your child happens to be one of the rare who have a reaction to eucalyptus, it can cause slowing of breathing, and it's something you definitely would want to avoid. But it's completely safe when used in the correct dilution rate, and it has been used for decades for respiratory issues. So I contacted Mr. Tisserand a couple weeks ago, and just to kind of clarify, ask him if he would want to redo a post out there to really further educate people so that they're comfortable using this. And he was so kind to send me back a document that he references for correct dilution rate for children with eucalyptus. And I'm going to go ahead and put it in the video right now. So let's take a look at it. As you can see, they talk about peppermint and eucalyptus in this document. And because they both are rich in cineol. But with eucalyptus specifically, which we're talking about, it says for children under the age of 3, it can be diffused or used topically up to 0.5%.
And for children 3 to 6, it can be diffused or applied topically up to 1%. So those are the recommendations from Mr. Tizerand.
Okay, there you have it. That is Robert Tizerand's guide on how to use eucalyptus oil on children under the age of 10 successfully and safely. That is a fantastic guide to have. Now, to take it one step further, I also have this book, The Aromatherapy for Healthy Child, written by Valerie Ann Warwood. This is a phenomenal book, and she, again, is highly respected in the aromatherapy community. And she talks about which oils you can use for your child based on a given age. And she notes that between the ages of 2 and 6 months, you can introduce using Eucalyptus radiata for your child at the right dilution rate, of course, always key, if need be. So when you're out purchasing eucalyptus for yourself or the entire family, you will see on the bottle that it will say eucalyptus, typically in bold print. And there are 2 different eucalyptuses that you will see most generally. And that is Eucalyptus globulus and Eucalyptus radiata. And you will see that on the bottom of the label, underneath the bold, it's going to be the Latin binomial name, and that's what you want to look for. I side with Valerie on this, of saying, okay, I prefer using Eucalyptus radiata in my blends or the blends that I make for my clients. On Tizerand's guide, it will talk about eucalyptus, and it will say Eucalyptus globulus or Eucalyptus radiata interchangeably, but I prefer to use radiata for my blends. And I've used this based on Valerie's guide for years. So that is my choice. Now, if you are sitting here thinking, I do not want anything to do with eucalyptus because we have respiratory issues in our family, I don't even want to risk it, even if I am using the right dilution rate, you're feeling fearful about it. You know what? That's okay. And use your parental guide, use your intuitive self, and you know what's best for your family, and you know what's best to use for your children and for their safety. So if that's the case, but you still need a respiratory blend to help with colds or flus or bronchitis, things of that nature, you can successfully use pine, spruce, or cypress as a substitute for eucalyptus. They will work just as well. You can use 1, 2, 3, the mix doesn't matter. They are not rich in the 1,8-cineal, so you do not have the potential for any kind of respiratory reaction. So there you have it. That is the truth about eucalyptus oil. I hope I was able to set you free from anything that you've read that's inaccurate, and I hope that you find this beneficial. So we'll see you soon. Thank you.